To lose ions is to lose my performance. I drink Pocari Sweat, the only drink that resembles my body fluid, quickly replaces my lost ions and locks them in. It takes me to my limit and makes me go beyond it. Pocari Sweat, get your ions back.
These are the moments, only got one life. This is your moment, whether wrong or right. Be your own enemy, your own enemy.
You ain't by that fast life, 100 on the dash with the cash light. You ain't by that fast life.
Turn your setbacks into comebacks. Safeguard your active lifestyle with PA Assurance.
A very good morning to you, and welcome back to the grandeur and, of course, the passion right here at the National Stadium. It's a beautiful day today, the 27th of April, and let's get you started with what you can expect in the day ahead. We start off with the triple jump, that's in the B division for girls, followed by the 10,000 meter race walk for women. This is the open category. The 10,000 meters for men will follow soon after that, and both are finals, followed by the 5,000 meter race walk for the A division in boys. This is the final, and the 3,000 meters race walk for the A division girls. Later on, we'll have the discus throw, just to add into a bit of a thrill and entertainment there. That's the men's open final, followed by the 400 meter heats for women and the 400 meter heats for men. Both are open categories. We end off the morning session with 200 meter hurdles in the C division for girls and the 200 meter hurdles C division for boys. Both, of course, are final events. So that is pretty much what we can offer for our morning breakfast or brunch right here at the Singapore National Stadium. My name is Glenn Mascarenhas, and we're here to take you through the entire day's events. So do get ready as we launch into the action in just a little bit. Now, let's not forget, just for clarification, because I met a few mates who just asked me about, what they were actually getting a view of, and actually the athletics is spread across. So you do have the National School Games participants in here as well. You've got a lot of school students, a lot of school representatives, but you've also got the open categories. We did see our very own Shanti Pereira, clock it off with a fantastic race yesterday. So the thrill of both sides of the fence, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about young talent, and we're talking about super groomed talent, and it's all happening right here. So do stay with us as we take you through the day's session. Remember, we've got those big races coming up, endurance to the max, and something, of course, that we would have loved to have taken part in, but kind of shied away from it all our lives. So we're going to just cover it for you today. We do hope you enjoy our session. And our contestants are lining up right here for the 10,000 meters. Well, race walk, the women's open final. Well, starts off, and then, of course, let's not forget we've got the men's as well that'll kick in. So do stay with us. It's all action happening right here.
A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 83rd Singapore Open Track and Field Championships 2023. It's day 2 of the competition, and we'll start off with our first event of the day, the 10,000 meters race walk for men and women. Let's meet our competitors. We have from SG University Social Science, Yo Shi Min. In lane 2, Cheryl So from Hwa Chong Alumni Association. Lane 3, SG University Social Science, Sheila Lim. In lane 4, from SG University Social Science, Rachel Seat. And for the men, in lane 6, from Malaysia, Srivan Tan. Lane 7, from Red Hawk Sports Club, Tan Kek Tiong. We also have from McRitchie Runners 25, Peter Beck. Representing Swift, R. Subramaniam. And from SG University Social Science, Jeron Lim.
So that's pretty much what we're going to start off with here right in the morning. And our good mate Rods, of course, gave you the entire list of the participants. Let's run you through that again, just in case you missed it. It's going to be Shimin Yo of SG University Social Science, and she's in lane 1. Cheryl So of Hwa Chong Alumni Association in lane 2. Sheila Chi Lee Lim of SG University Social Science in lane 3. Rachel Seat from the same team, that is SG University Social Sciences in lane 4. Let's look at the lads who are getting ahead right up front. As we can see, we've got already one lad who's pulling it away. So Srivan of Malaysia is in lane 6. And we've got Kek Theong Tan of Red Hawk Sports Club, who's in lane 7. In lane 8, it's Peter Back of Macritchie Runners 25, and for Swift, R. Subramaniam in lane 9. And then there's Jerin Unyu Lim of SG University Social Science taking up lane 10. Of course, let's not forget that we had one lane, of course, that did not participate, and that is Ng Yen Teo. So it's a big one for us here. 10,000 meters. Time for you to sit back, soak in the action. Remember, the walkers, it's never really just about walking. It's almost, in a way, a semi-jog or a half sprint. And the pace that they can generate is fairly strong enough to keep up with, fast joggers. And you can see that normally when you go down probably to the sea faces in the morning, or, to any of the promenades, they're always going to watch the walkers in action. Many of them, of course, do it with a passion. Some, of course, do it mainly for fitness sake, and some just for the thrill of the contest. There's always a certain amount of gait and a certain flow that you have to keep with the walk. And don't forget, when we're talking about 10,000 meters, we are practically talking about 25 rounds of this track. And that is a tall order, isn't it? Well, you think about it, it's just do the math, and it's 400 meters for one full round. If you're talking about 10,000 meters, that's pretty much just about 25 rounds. We also have the 5,000 meters that'll kick in later on. So it's going to be a day full of action. It's going to be a day packed with, well, mega endurance races. And this whole morning is pretty much about that. We also have the triple jump that will start off. And that, of course, is, well, going to be happening simultaneously alongside what we are covering, and that is the B Division Girls Final. So a lot of action right here at the National Stadium. My recommendation to you is don't go anywhere. You've got me, and you've definitely got our good mate Ross with you to take you through the moments, and we've got our entire team, which I shall talk about later on, here with us today. So stay with us. It's always very early days to be calling, well, any action or any outcome. And you do know that normally, well, in a walking race, you're always going to see a change when it comes to, well, those final moments. There's always got to be that pull, but it tends to be a lot tougher than in an actual run. And the reason for that is basically your calf muscles and, of course, your hamstrings. Well, they do kind of freeze at certain times. Let's not forget, it's been quite an interesting one for us as far as Srivan is concerned. Well, he's been giving it his all. He represents Malaysia. Very early, as I said, in any race to be counting the result. But Srivan just taking, well, the initiative or picking it up fairly early in this race. We've also got, of course, well, two lads who are dedicated walkers, and it's something that they love to do every day. One of them is Peter Back, who represents Macritchie Runners 25, and he's, right, well, behind still, picking it up nice and easy. And then let's not forget, we've got R. Subramaniam for Swift, and that's the lad we're talking about, Peter Back. And right behind Peter Back, we've got Jerin Lim. Jerin Lim, of course, focused on the destination itself. We'll take it nice and easy. Remember, in most cases, when it comes to well, a walk like this, it's difficult to keep count of the time, but there's always prompters that do help with that, and it keeps the walkers, of course, abreast of what's happening. Our Subramaniam, he's a tough lad. Well, one of the seniors here and a dedicated walker, very passionate about the sport. So we're going to leave you for just a little bit to soak in the action, and we'll keep coming back at you every now and then just to give you an update on what's happening. But for the time being, it's Srivanthan who's just got that early lead. Oh, and the girls, mustn't forget the ladies. And here, of course, we see Cheryl So. She represents Swachong Alumni Association. And I did mention this yesterday a couple of times. Swachong is one of those, well, schools or those institutions that focuses so strongly on sports. It's quite a marvel to watch the youngsters in training and to watch them in action. We're just going to give you, well, the lowdown on what's happening right now. It certainly is Srivan Than is still leading the way there. Well, quicker than most. Remember, the rules, of course, are something that have to be kept in mind as far as, well, your gait is concerned, the flow is concerned, and more importantly, the form, especially the lift, as well as your knees and the way that your feet actually come off the ground. Now, that's very technical. It's not something for us to decide, but Srivan Than has actually gone ahead and walked an entire lap over some of his contestants, including Jeren Lim. Now, that's Peter Back. That is what you call a source of inspiration. Peter Back, not one of the youngest, one of the senior lads on the track, along with R. Subramaniam. And these lads, of course, really exemplify, or they bring to the fore what fitness is all about. It's what about those daily routines and, you know, keeping yourself abreast of what's happening as far as your body is concerned. So, fabulous. Really, really, I tip my hat off to these lads when they are on track. As far as the girls go, it was, well, young Cheryl So of Hwa Chong Alumni Association who had, well, that slender lead over the rest of the pack. And as far as, well, the first lap was concerned, after that, she just kind of stretched it a little bit and she's gone way ahead of her other contestants. That's Sheeman Yeo, Sheila Lim and Rachel Seat. But let's not forget, you cannot really count the race until it's actually into its last stages. So it's very difficult to tell. The record, of course, for this race, as far as the championship is concerned, for women is held by Chia Feng Chang, and she set it a while back at. So let's look at what she clocked. She clocked about 1 hour, 56 minutes and 13 seconds. Now, for the national record, it is Shu Min Thin, who clocked 1 hour, 58 minutes and 26 seconds. This was in 2015, while Feng Chang Chia did it in 2014. For the men, it's Indra Abdul Qadir, who holds the championship record, set it in 2017. He is from Indonesia, and very interestingly, his record, of course, was 1 hour, 50 minutes and 55 seconds. The national record held for men is even better than that, set in 2016 by Edmund Suchai Sim, and this was 1 hour, 34 minutes and 49 seconds. So that is something to beat. Having said that, we are still just into our 13th minute here on the track. So while Srivanthan, of course, still keeps that lead and still keeps it moving, and Cheryl So is doing her thing as
Once
far
again,
as the women are
ladies and
concerned.
gentlemen, for those of
It's
you who
time
have
to
just
move to
joined
the
us,
triple
welcome
jump
everybody to the
contestants.
Singapore
I'll
Open
leave
Track
you
and Field
to the introductions to my mate Ross, and then we'll get back to talk a little bit more
Race
about our young
walkers
athletes.
are added on the field. We do have our triple jump B girls finals taking place. Let's get to know all our athletes. We have with us from Singapore Sports School, Janika Chan. From Cedar Girls, Kira Chua Li-en. Paya Lebar Methodist Girls, we have Audrey Gabrielle So Yi-fei. From Dunman High School, Wong Sin Yi. From Nanyang Girls High School, Leah Yap. From CHIJ St. Nicholas Girls, Chloe Chu Min Wen. From CHIJ Secondary Toa Payoh, Mabel Lim. From St. Anthony's Canossian Secondary, we have Aliza Nanaraputri Kusumo. From National Junior College, Esther Liu. From CHIJ St. Nicholas Girls, Samantha Louis. From Paya Lebar Methodist Girls, Anna Chu. From Chonghua Secondary, Lim Chia Ying Kiara. From National Junior College, Cheryl To. From CHIJ Secondary Toa Payoh, Kayla Lin. Also from CHIJ Secondary Toa Payoh, Kanda Solana Leanne Rickerston. From Cedar Girls, Yasmin Zaharin. From National Junior College, Crystal Neo. From Singapore Sports School, Rina Lau. Nanyang Girls High School, Grace Low. From CHIJ St. Nicholas Girls, Valerie Ko. From Nanyang Girls High School, we have Natasha Yu Xuan Ting. From Singapore Sports School, we have Navita Yovan. And from Cedar Girls, Kwek Yi Xuan. Good luck, girls. All the best.
So that's a hefty lineup there for our triple jump, and let's not forget that this is not a simple, well, it's a very, very tricky event, and we will, of course, get you, well, in and out of that event as we cruise along with our 10,000 meter race walk. Now, let's not forget, as far as the triple jump is concerned, you've got a couple of athletes in there who have teammates, like there's two from Singapore Sports School, there's two from the Toa Payoh, CHIG Toa Payoh Secondary. There are a couple of girls from St. Nicholas as well. So there are many who are competing against their own teammates. And it's going to be quite interesting because in all, we've clocked about 23 participants, for the triple jump. So it's quite a big event. Do stay with us for that as well. But for now, it's back to Srivanthan, who is keeping that pace. And surprisingly, well, he's gone past a whole lot of his contestants in this entire race. Also, he did have, well, a really, really good, I'd say, a bit of inspiration coming in from his other competitor, and that, of course, happens to be, well, Kek Thiong Tan. And Kek Thiong Tan, well, had kept pace with him for quite a bit. A lot of the other walkers, of course, just falling back a little bit, and I don't believe that it's going to be an issue, because going ahead, we've still got, well, a lot of time left in this contest. But right now, it's these two lads and Srivanthan, well, every now and then just getting past all the other contestants. He has been quite inspirational to watch in this event. Our Subramaniam still keeping his stamina going, and he's still keeping at it. Now, all these lads, of course, including Peter Back, they have, been, well, doing this for many years. I'm not going to say don't try this at home. I'm going to say do try this at home. It's good for your health. But these lads, of course, have been doing it for a long period of time, and they love doing it. They do it out of passion. It has nothing to do with only the contest, but it's really about competing just to better yourself. So quite a story to tell for these lads, and I do wish we could probably, you know, even have a chance to talk to them at some point of time just to get to know what, well, drives them or motivates them to take part in races like this. So stay with us right here at the National Stadium. We've got the triple jump B division for girls, and we've got the 10,000 meters race walk for men and women open final that is on right now. The triple jump underway here at the National Stadium. We did mention this earlier. We've got a ton of contestants, and we did, of course, run you through all of them. Remember, there are coaches, there are physical trainers who also, well, do get into the fray, and it's very important because our young athletes certainly need guidance. They need, of course, reassurance, and more importantly, what coaches bring to the table is motivation more than anything else. Let's not forget that our 10,000 meter race walk is still on, and Srivan Than is literally walking circles around every other contestant on that track, which is quite interesting. As far as the ladies are concerned, it's Cheryl So who's fallen a tad bit behind, and Rachel Seat has gone ahead. Rachel Seat, of course, represents SG University Social Science, while Cheryl So, who is in the yellow jersey, she represents Hwa Chong Alumni Institution. Srivan Than of Malaysia, well, he's keeping at it. This is something that he loves to do. Took us by surprise by actually taking that fairly early lead, just past, I'd say, about 200 meters, and he's kept it going right through. Remember, there's a long period of time to go in this race. It clocks in at about an hour and 30 plus for the lads. Sometimes it could be an hour and 40 to 50, but for women it's normally closer to 2 hours. So about 1 minute 56 is 1 hour 56 minutes and 13 seconds is the record, well, currently to be broken for the women in the championship records. For the national record, of course, it's 1 hour 58 minutes and 26 seconds. That was set by Shi Min-tin, and it was in 2015, while the championship record was set by Chia Feng Chang of Chinese Taipei in 2014. We've also got the men's records, and this is something that Shrivantan would have his well, eyes on, I'd say. Indra Abdul Qadir of Indonesia set a big one in the championships when he clocked about 1 hour 50 minutes and 55 seconds in 2017. But the best record is still the national record, and it would take, of course, one of the local lads to beat that. So in the 10,000 meters open, the national record held is by Edmund Sim, and that is for 1 hour 34 minutes and 49 seconds. That has still not been broken. It was set in 2016. So while the 10,000 meter race walk is on, we're back to the triple jump here, and our ladies, well, giving it their all. Well, just a bit of a faux pas there for our young athlete, and that does happen. Depends on the slip, or more importantly on when you trip on the takeoff. It's very, very dicey. Just like you take the long jump, everything is concerned with that initial takeoff. It has to be smooth. It has to be really, really confident to ensure good landing. So Rachel Seat here of SC University Social Science, she's still very much in the lead. She was actually right far behind with Cheryl So, the number 43, who was actually in front for most of the walk till now. But Rachel Seat, she's kept it steady, and very interestingly, while all of the walkers, of course, do keep their gait and form, the triple jumpers have to do that even more. So interesting times here for us as far as the triple jump is concerned. 23 contestants. It's not going to be easy. There's a lot to talk about, and we, of course, will guide you through it. But for now, it's back to Shrivantan. Fairly decent jump there from Leah Yap, and she represents Nanyang Girls High School. Well, did see her in warming up just before the event actually started, and it'll be interesting to watch that. Peter Back still going strong, and this young man has got stamina, if you ask me, and real determination. So the battle rages on here in the 10,000 meter walk as Kek Theong Tan and Srivan Tan, of course, seem to be giving it their all, but Srivan Tan just streets ahead of the entire pack. There's also the ladies who are, it's a more closely fought affair between the ladies. Cheryl So just kind of, falling back a tad bit. But as far as the rest of the ladies are concerned, well, they're pretty much stuck together. Now, here we go with the triple jump once again. And that's another happy camper. She's just trying to figure out whether she's, well, hit that line. Remember, there are qualification, well, pegs as well, which tell you the distance that you actually traversed or that you've been able to cover. So, interestingly, as far as this is concerned, it's Samantha Liu right now of St. Nicholas Girls, who did take the jump, and she's just waiting to see whether that jump was. Well, everything has to do with technicality, so you could get disqualified. Well, depending on if your takeoff is beyond the mark, you could also get disqualified if you don't really actually make the grid. So, interestingly, there's a lot of camaraderie between these young ladies. It's also a chance for the athletes because they meet each other at, so many of the school events, or more importantly, at other extracurricular events. And many of them happen to know each other. Besides that, you've also got teammates in there. As I mentioned earlier, there's a couple of young athletes from CHIG St. Nicholas Girls. There's a couple of athletes there from Singapore Sports School. There are a few from CHIG Toa Payoh Secondary. And that's another, well, a jump. Doesn't look too happy with her effort, but I think she's going to wait for a coach's review. And this is so important because one thing that the coaches can keep in check, of course, is your form. That was young Kiara Lim from Zonghua Secondary who took the leap of faith, I'd say, and she's done, well, I think she's done fairly well. It's not the easiest to cover ground in the triple jump. The long jump does tend to give you just a tad bit more of a surety, or more importantly, you can kind of gauge the distance that you're actually going to cover. But in the triple jump, it's sometimes a bit of touch and go. It's sometimes a bit of how exactly that last point of takeoff is, and that's what makes it such a tricky event as compared. It's like the steeplechase, right? The steeplechase, unlike the hurdles, has got its own fair share of challenges, and the water trough sometimes can be the most daunting one because many athletes, well, do tend to slip. Well, I don't think that would have been her best effort. She's not too pleased with it, but I do believe one of the things in a long jump and triple jump is that with every jump, of course, you do get stronger, and you can come back in an even better manner. So we are, of course, covering both events here today. That's the 10,000 meter walk and the long jump. And right now it was young Pesuan, Cheryl Pesuan Tho, who took the jump for National Junior College. Up next, it's Kayla Lin of Toa Payoh Secondary. Well, didn't get that second leap too well, and I think just a slight bit of faltering there which affected her final landing, and I think that's going to be, well, just a bit of cause for concern for her. But as I said, this is an event where you can better your efforts. It's not just one of those where, you dip out of it. Remember, there will only be a spot for 3 out of 23, and that's what makes it even more tougher than anything else. Getting ready for the next one, of course, it's Kanda Solana. She also represents, well, CHIG Toa Payoh Secondary. And she does fairly well. Did make a bit of a mark there, and I think she's quite confident of that. Well, that fist bump will pretty much tell you that she's satisfied with her jump.
Join us here at the 83rd Singapore Open Track and Field Championships 2023. We are underway, and we're into the 10,000 meters race walk for both men and women open category. And of course, over on the other side, what's happening is the triple jump event for the B Division Girls Finals, where we see 23 of our triple jumpers are at it and competing. Good luck to all our girls, and of course to our race walkers. Good luck to each and every one of them. right, while our athletes are at it both in the 10,000 meters race walk event as well as our triple jump event, we'd like to take this opportunity to make mention and thank our fellow sponsors without whom this event will not be possible. We'd like to say a big thank you to Distinct Creative Arts, which is a social enterprise that uses dance as a powerful tool to educate, engage, and empower. And every week, they reach out to thousands of youths, including many who are marginalized or at risk. They are our official creative partners of Singapore Athletics. A big thank you as well to the wonderful people at Pocari Sweat, which is a Japanese sports drink manufacturer and is a healthier beverage that smoothly supplies lost water and ions, giving you the hydration you need. Pocari Sweat is the official beverage sponsor of Singapore Athletics. A big thank you to Singapore Realtors Inc., or SRI, which is one of Singapore's top 5 real estate agency that specializes in real estate advisory and brokerage. Staying innovative and focusing on clients' satisfaction and exceeding their expectations will always be the cornerstone of the SRI brand. They are our official real estate agency sponsor of Singapore Athletics. Six laps remaining for our leading race walkers before they complete their 10,000 meters race walk event.
Getting ready to take her jump right now. It's Natasha Yeo Sean Ting, who represents Nanyang Girls High School. We are pretty much getting to the end of those first jumps taken by our athletes, and it's very interesting because Natasha Yeo, well, looks to be, well, semi-satisfied. I think she can go further than that. I did see her on the warm-ups earlier. So a lot of these athletes, well, do have the ability to actually scale even beyond what they're actually putting out, you know, on the table. But it's important to finish it well if you start it.
The triple jump event is added.
So up next, of course, we've still got the triple jump continuing here.
By Lynette Lim from Victoria Junior College with a dip of 11.94 meters set in 2015. And of course, the championship record for the triple jump B division girls also held by Lynette Lim. And at that time in 2013, she was representing Cedar Girls with a distance of 11.79 meters, the current championship record.
So Navita of Singapore Sports School, well, taking her jump right there earlier, and did put on a good showing. But we're just beginning to marvel at this young man from Malaysia who seems to have probably walked across from Malaysia to Singapore for the race itself. Well, with that kind of walking, well, I'd get places, I'd say. But Srivan Than is just keeping it together. It's that same form we saw at the start of the race. You see a lot of the other walkers, well, actually hitting that fatigue mark. Peter Back, of course, is going through it with perseverance. Cheryl So has really dropped off in her pace. But Srivan Than just going really strong for it. Back to the triple jump here. And that might be our last jumper in that first round. And it's Kweki Chuan. Well, she doesn't scale the heights too much. Remember, the record in the triple jump is quite huge to beat. But here we go. Srivanthan still keeping at it. He's gone past his other competitors and his other, well, past the ladies as well a couple of times over, and I think that's probably the second or the third time he's getting past Cheryl So to say, hello, I'm still in the race. And that's, well, it's just something else, isn't it, when you have one walker who can break away from the pack and just lead by miles. We are back down to business here for the triple jump, and here's Mabel Lim. She represents Topayo Secondary, that's CHIG Topayo Secondary, and she's just getting ready to take, well, her second effort. Remember, it's very important how you finish. It's very important. The record here for the triple jump, of course, is 11.94 meters in the school's record set by Lynette Lim, and that was in 2015. In 2013, Lynette also set the championship records, and at that time she was with Cedar Girls School,
Once again,
11.79 meters.
to our supporters, family and friends who are at the stands right now watching our race walkers and also our triple jumpers in the B division girls event. Thank you for making it down here. We appreciate the support given by our fellow supporters, family, friends, and members. Thank you so much for coming down. Of course, things will get hotter by the day as we approach, as we are into the second day of competition in the 83rd Singapore Open Track and Field Championships 2023. This will be the morning session, and right after lunch, starting from 2 p.m. onwards, there'll be more events happening here in the competition. Three more laps to go for our leading race walkers here at the 10,000 meters race walk event for women's as well as men's open. Definitely heartening to hear the screams and the shouts and the support given by our spectators from the stands, directed at all our race walkers. Definitely a boost for our race walkers to perform at their best. Thank you, supporters.
Another day, another jump, you'd think. Well, I would say not, because today is the finals. There's no second chances beyond this. And I think our young ladies know that all too well. This, of course, was a fairly decent effort, I would have thought, from Jenica Chan. Well, she did have a decent first jump as well. Keep in mind the fact that it is the tally of the scores that matter at the end of the day.
For a race walker in bright yellow top. McRitchie runners 25, Peter Back, number 62 on his bib. Two more laps for our leading race walkers in the 10,000 meters race walk event open. Final lap to go for leading race walker from Malaysia, Srivan Tan, bearing bib 114. He's got less than a lap to go.
Well, just as you heard it from our good mate Ross here, just less than a lap to go. Srivan Tan are really going for it here for Malaysia.
Our lead walker for the women's open category is none other than Rachel Seat from Singapore University Social Science.
So that's an interesting take when you think about it. Srivan Tan, well, he's walked circles and circles around all the other contestants. You also got, well, young Rachel Seat, who represents SG University Social Science, and she's keeping the flag flying high for the women, which is quite interesting because when she started off, she was actually, for the first couple of rounds, she just kind of maintained a place in about third or fourth position, and then she just gradually built up a pace. Cheryl So, who started off so well in the first, few laps, well, she just kind of did fall back quite a bit, and she represents Hwa Chong Alumni Association.
From Malaysia, onwards, completing his 10,000 meters race walk. Let's give it up for Srivan Tan, unofficially our first finisher in the 10,000 meters race walk.
Srivan Tan just wanted to get this job over and done with, and that's exactly what he's done right here at the stadium. Just about a little over 15 minutes. We will, of course, just give you the entire rundown on his actual finish time. And while the rest finish a race, I guess it's time for him to ease up, relax his muscles, even probably catch a cup of tea if possible, and if he's not going to have a rehydration beverage. But it's quite interesting to think about it. He has actually walked his socks off here today. Very, very impressive, and I do believe that we will have a few records broken by the young man. We shall look at that later. Absolutely fantastic walk from Srivan Tan of Malaysia. While we wait for the other contestants to get done, we still have the triple jump that is still going on at the same time.
It is the final lap for Tan Kek Tiong from Red Hawk Sports Club in the 10,000 meter race walk men's open.
So Kek Tiong really pushing hard now. Remember, he was, well, the leader in the first, 500 meters or so. But he's pushing as hard as he can, and he is going to take second spot. There's no doubt about it. That's Kek Tiong Tan of Red Hawk Sports Club. He's just gone past Cheryl So. And here he is with a finish just beyond 57 minutes. Well, he's quite happy with that timing. And I think that's pretty much what he was expecting. Bit difficult when you're trying to top off something that was set by young Srivan Tan, of course, which was just beyond 50 minutes. We will, of course, get our final timings later. Keep in mind the fact that for the ladies, it's Rachel Seeth who's still leading the way, and was just talking to my man Ross earlier, and he was saying she is actually an excellent runner as well. It's not just a walker, so she is a primed athlete known for her efforts.
Race walker Tan Kek Tiong as he finishes the race. Congratulations, unofficially our second placed winner.
Back to the triple jump. And that's sheer determination. What I do love about a young lady who's right now in the camera lens, and that's Shimin Yeo of SG University Social Science. While all the walkers have kept their gait and have kept that semi-dance step, almost looks like a calypso when they're actually walking, but she has maintained her straight stance, which of course normally race walkers do not use. That is a layman's walk, but even with that, she's kept her stride. She's kept going. She is behind Rachel Seeth, if you ask me. And I think it's going to be quite interesting to watch her. Back to the triple jump right now. And it is Valerie Koh of CHIG St. Nicholas Girls. Well, she did fairly well in the warm-ups. And she will be fairly satisfied with that jump. But what is so important about our mark when it comes to where your jump really finishes is that the officials have to be really pinpoint accurate with that. Rachel Seeth really making a difference here, and she's done really well. She knows she's got to keep that going nice and steady. There is a bit of fatigue, there's no doubt about it, but she's going at it in a very orderly manner, and I do believe Rachel Seeth will be able to hold her own in this race.
Towards her next lap. On the big screen, Peter Back heading on strong. Final lap for Mr. Peter Back.
Peter Back, 57 years old, or I'd say 57 years young. That's the timing, 50:45.43 for Srivan Tan. And of course, it is Kek who came in with 57, 55, and 54.
Regardless whether you know any one of our race walkers passing by us right here I think all our race walkers deserve our support. Come on, supporters, let's hear you.
Well, that's really admirable. Peter Back from, well, McRitchie, runners 25. That is an excellent effort from him. Absolutely inspirational. Did have him and R. Subramaniam starting off the race, and R. Subramaniam, of course, well, did take the walk out of the race somewhere down the
Sharon
line.
Lim
But very,
on
very
the big screen earlier on.
well, commendable for these lads to actually get onto the track, and more power to them. Peter Back still going at it, and that is a sheer sign of determination. He's not going to let go. He's going to keep running it right till the very end, till he gets across the finish line, and that's the important bit. You don't see that too often with many of our, I won't say seniors, but many of our lads, well, who would rather be, you know, sitting at home, having a good cup of tea, watching the morning news. But lads like Peter Back hit the road or hit the track every morning, and that is really a lesson to take for most of the youngsters, that you got to keep fit all your life, and if you keep fit, you can do it with joy. So here he is in his last lap, and more power to him. Wish we had a bit of a crowd, a bit more of a crowd here to cheer him on. And while Peter Back, of course, gets through it, remember Rachel Seat is also heading towards, well, picking up a win for her in the women's. So it's all happening right here at the National Stadium. We've had a very, very exciting morning. It's been endurance to the max as far as the walkers are concerned. And we also had a walker who's pretty much looks like he's shattered a couple of records here. We will have to check in on that. He might have just broken the championship record set by Indra Abdul Qadir way back in 2017.
A big round of applause for
So,
Peter Back,
Peter Back
as he completes his 10,000 meters. Well done, dude.
Absolutely phenomenal walk from Peter Back, and he finishes third best, and that is really, really commendable. Clocking in just over an hour and 2 minutes odd. We still have one more contestant in there. That's Jaren Lim of SG University Social Sciences. That's Cheryl So.
On the big screen earlier on, we see Cheryl So from Hwa Chong Alumni Association.
And Jaren Lim has just finished his race as well. Just about a minute and 1 hour,
A job
4
well
minutes
done
odd.
to Jeron Lim from Singapore University Social Science as he completes his race walk event. Well done, Jeron.
And still keeping at it, here's Shimin Yo. She has a normal walker's gait, and I think that's excellent to have your own style more than anything else. And while we're at it, let's not forget for Singapore Sports School in the triple jump, it's Rina Lau. Well, she gave us the entire punching introduction. She's a strong contestant, along with her teammate Navitha. They have been, well, making their mark. So Rachel Seat still keeping at it. And here's the interesting thing about Rachel Seat. She's absolutely fit, there's no doubt about it. But unlike a lot of walkers who tend to be, well, really, really lean, Rachel Seat is, well, she's actually got an in-between a walker's and a runner's, well, physical form. And the reason for that is, just as we learned earlier, that she's an excellent runner too, and a very dedicated one. So
On the big screen, that's Rachel
her
Seat,
fatigue and everything that she's
heading
gone
on
with has been
to
pretty much the same.
representing
She's-
Singapore University of Social Science.
She's kept her walk going
Final lap for her.
really well, and she's into her final lap.
Love the support given by our spectators at the stands for all our walkers.
So finally a bit of fatigue setting in for Rachel Seed, but she knows she can finish this. Did see her flinching her arms a while back, and that would have been a bit telling on her. She's also got a slight, well, worry there with her solar plexus or her stomach. There's no doubt about it. But she's going at it, and she's keeping it together.
Last lap.
Remember, in a walk like this, there's two things, of course, that you've got to keep in mind. Besides your knees and your ankles, it's really that hip area, the waist and the hip, the lower back, which can be quite telling.
Her next lap for
Cheryl So
Alumni Association
is keeping her walk fairly strong, but she has slowed down a lot. Well, Rachel Seed did pull ahead of the pack. Now she's just got a bit more to go, and she will keep it together. What's interesting, though, is some of the athletes, even with their fatigue, like Shimin Yeo and Cheryl So, have kept that same expression right through.
Singapore
Just a tad bit for Rachel Seed. She knows she's got to pull it through. Well, there is
onwards towards her final lap.
I do believe Rachel Seed knows that she wants to finish this, because she certainly has, well, a good bit of fatigue that has set in. She's just increased the pace a tad bit, and you've got to be very, very careful with these spots, because if you tend to break into a bit of a jog, well, that's pretty much what it is.
Checking on her watch.
But she's picked up the pace, and that's actually...
Let's give it up, ladies and gentlemen.
So a kick at the end of the race for Rachel Seed. You don't normally see that too often. And she's finally made it.
From the Singapore
She knew fatigue was
University
setting in.
Science.
She knew she was going to
girl.
buckle under. You could see that. And, well, when she held her stomach, you pretty much knew that she was going to, well, hit that fatigue. But she's finished the race, and she's finished it in top position, so hats off to her. And as Rachel Seed finishes the race, it's on to our next contestant, of course, Shimin Yeo, who we did get a view of earlier with the bib 152. We will watch her in action. Still bringing up the rear end of the race, it's Sheila Lim, and Sheila Lim represents SG University.
Another one of our race walker who has just completed taking a bow and saying a big thank you to all her supporters. Sheila Lim from Singapore University of Social Sciences. Well done, girl. Cheryl So, representing Hwa Chong Alumni Association, onwards towards her final lap. Go, Cheryl. On the big screen, Yeo Shi Min from Singapore University of Social Science. Well done, Yeo Shi Min. Congratulations.
So while we've got our triple jump still on here, Cheryl So will finish her last lap of this race. She's had a very interesting one, started off extremely well. She did fall back, but we've had our finishers in the women, of course. It was Rachel Seat who's being tended to right now. She did an excellent walk, a beautiful race from her, and really showed us what getting across that finish line means, even though in her last 2 laps she was beginning to struggle with those arms, with the stomach, definitely that lactic acid buildup that we talk of so often. And well, more than anything, we often see it in swimmers too.
How about a
and
big
it can
round
lead
of
to
applause as we welcome Cheryl So from Hwa Chong Alumni Association heading her way
so Cheryl So
onwards towards her
a bit of
finish
fatigue
line.
for her as well. And well, it would be 10,000 meters is no mean feat.
Absolutely fantastic effort by Cheryl So.
So
Well done, girl.
more power to Cheryl So for finishing it. She's a fine young lady, a good athlete, and finished that well race. Took a bit over 1 hour and 12 minutes plus, but at the end of the day, it's all about finishing what you started, and she's done extremely well. A big one there for Rachel Seat earlier, who is of course being tended to. She did have her final moments, a bit painful, but she pulled it off really well to get across the finish line. So a 10,000 meter race walk for men and women, the open finals respectively, are done, and it's back to the triple jump here, where our ladies continue with, or where our young athletes continue with their efforts. Do stay with us, because there's still more action coming your way. We've got the 5,000 meters for men and women kicking off in just a little bit right here at the National Stadium. So that's the finish time. Shrivan Than finished with 50 minutes 45.43 seconds, and that's way better than the championship record set by Indra Abdul Qadir. So he's definitely set a new championship record, Shrivan Than. We've also got Kek Theong Than, who finished in second with 57.55.54, and Peter Back of McRitchie runners finished with 1 hour 3 minutes and 28 seconds. There we have Rachel Seat, who topped off the women's with 1 hour 8 minutes and 22 seconds. Sheila Chi Lee Lim finished second with 1 hour 9 minutes and 42 seconds, and Shi Min Yo finished with 1 hour 10 minutes and 42 seconds.
The 5,000 meter race walk A boys finals very soon.
And if you thought that we were going to take a break and rest on our haunches, that's not going to happen here today, because we promised you we'd keep the action rolling, and that's exactly what's going to happen, because up next we have the 5,000 meters race walk for boys in the A division, and this is the final. I'll leave the introductions to my good mate Ross.
Final. Representing Raffles Institution, Ear Hong Ray. Representing Jurong Pioneer Junior College, Dylan Liu. Representing Hwa Chong Institution, Chen Jing Xuan. Raffles Institution, Brandon Lim. Representing Hwa Chong Institution, Ryan Ng. Eunoia Junior College, Sean T. Representing Jurong Pioneer Junior College, Erwin Liu. Representing Raffles Institution, Anand Jaswant. Catholic Junior College, Dylan Haridas. And representing Hwa Chong Institution, Lim Wee Eng. This is the 5,000 meter race walk A boys final.
And let's get you acquainted with our contestants once again. My good man Ross, of course, ran you through it. For Raffles Institution, we've got Hongre Ear. We've got Dylan Liu for Jurong Pioneer Junior College, who is in wearing the number 2. Number 3 for Hwa Chong Institution, it is Chen Jingxuan. Brandon Lim of Raffles Institution as number 4. Ryan Ng of Hwa Chong Institution, number 5. You've got Sean T. Yuxiang of Ionia Junior College wearing number 6. Irvin Liu wearing number 7 for Jurong Pioneer Junior College. Raffles Institutions Anand Jaswant, who's got number 8. You've got Dylan Haridas of Catholic Junior College, number 9, and Lim Wee Ang of Hwa Chong Institution, number 10. As we can see, just stretching it early on was Dylan Haridas of Catholic Junior College, but let's not forget, it's very early to count any result in a race like this. The record to be broken, of course, is 24 minutes and 35 seconds, .44, and this was in 2018 by Sia Jun Wei. Also, the national record and the championship record held by the same.
In 2018 by Sia Jun Wei from Hwa Chong Institution.
Let's keep you abreast of what's happening right here at the Singapore National Stadium. We are continuing with our coverage of the 83rd Singapore Open Track and Field Championships 2023. And right now we are into the boys 5,000 meters race walk. This is the A Division finals. It's an interesting one because we've got 10 participants in there. And more importantly, keep in mind the fact that we had a very good start that was from Dylan Haridas early on. He's fallen back just a tad bit, and currently in the lead we've got Ryan Ung from Hwa Chong Institute. He's keeping a very steady pace, and right behind him, of course, and very close behind him, I would say, is Lim Wee Ung, who is his very own institution teammate. And then after that, you have got the two lads right behind from Raffles Institution, and that is Ray Hong along with Brandon Lim. Coming up in 5th position and keeping it quite steady is Sean T. Yushiang, who represents Ionia Junior College. So 5 lads in there just keeping the pace, but it's Hwa Chong Institution who lead the way for the time being. It's only 5 minutes plus, so let's not count anything from it. Remember, the record set, of course, was 24 minutes and 35 seconds, 0.44. That was by Sia Junwei way back in 2018. He holds the school national as well as the championship record. The triple jump will continue. For good measure, let's remind you that there's a couple of jumps that the young ladies do have to take. Remember, there's always chance for redemption here, and that's something that really matters. Well, one thing to keep in mind when you are, of course, embarking on a walking race is there's a strong focus on the athletes, on that heel and toe lift. It's all about the strike. It's all about that toe strike. And if you tend to even display a tad bit that you are running or jogging in any way, well, that can be seen by the officials, and that's what makes it very, very important to keep a close watch on the event itself. So as of now, we still have 2 leaders in there, and still very much leading the way is Hwa Chong Institution, and it's Chen Jing Xuan who is right there behind along with his teammate Lim Wee Ung. So those 2 lads, well, just powering it as much as they can. Oh, it was Ryan Ung, sorry, who is in the lead. So Ryan Ung is the leader for the time being, and right behind him it's Lim. Right behind him it's Chen Jing Xuan. We will, of course, get you through our other 2 contestants who are right in 3rd and 4th position, and that, of course, is for Raffles Institution. It's an interesting one when you look at it because you've got Ray Hong along with Brandon Lim, and then there's one more Raffles lad in there as well, Anand Jaswant. So we will get a view and confirm who it is, and it looks like it's Anand Jaswant who's in 3rd position. Right behind him, he's got his other Raffles Institution, well, teammate. So still leading the way and doing it fairly strong as far as we are concerned is, well, Ryan Ung, and Ryan Ung represents Hwa Chong Institution. Right behind Ryan, as we mentioned earlier, is his teammate and a close buddy, Lim Wee Ung. And behind him, of course, Anand Jaswant in third position. Anand Jaswant from Raffles Institution. Well, the race continues here. The lads just focusing. They've got to focus on form. They've got to focus on that strike, the heel toe strike, so important. They've got to focus, more importantly, on making sure that they don't bend those knees, well, just too much. There shouldn't be too much of a lift. And that's the interesting part. It's about keeping your technique. It's about keeping your natural, well, gait, and about being able to pull it through. A few worries here for our young contestant, and that's Shanti Sushiang from Ionia Junior College, but he's still keeping a steady pace, and that, of course, would do well for him.
Great effort put up there by all our A Division boys race walkers in their 5,000 meter category. Welcome everybody to the 83rd Singapore Open Track and Field Championships 2023 here at the Singapore Sports Hub. Just like to remind each and every one of you that you can gain access to our live streaming of this event, and all you need to do is to head on over and visit our YouTube channel at SPORE, that's the short form for Singapore Athletics, that's SPORE Athletics. Like the page on YouTube and access the live stream here for the next 2 days. On the big screen, we see Dylan Liu from Jurong Pioneer Junior College. And together with the walker just behind him, looking on strong as ever. In the meantime, we are also screening parts of the action in the girls B division triple jump event over on the other side of our stadium.
Well, we do have our lads, well, pacing it out nice and easy. Ryan Ung, of course, now stretching that lead ahead of his teammate Lim Wee Ung, both lads from Hwa Chong Institution. It's 15 minutes in. Remember, the record to be broken is 24 minutes, 35 seconds, 0.44. Left to be seen whether that can be done, but we've also got the prize presentation or the victory ceremony that will be in place in just a little bit for the 10,000 meters race walk for women and for the 10,000 meters race walk for men. So don't forget, that comes up in just a little bit right here at the National Stadium. Still a picture of concentration and a picture of focus right here at the National Stadium. It is young Ryan Ung. Got a bit of a tongue twister there. And 4 laps are still left. Well, remember, there are records being broken here today. Young Srivanthan, who will be receiving his medal very soon for Malaysia, will set a new record, a championship record in the men's open walking. and he delighted all of us, had us all flabbergasted and kind of had our eyebrows raised up at the pace that he was going at. Our young Rachel Seat gave us a lesson in true athleticism by finishing what she started and finishing it at the top of the heap, even though she was really struggling towards that last 2 laps.
Doing their best on the track and field. We'd like to invite you to focus your attention at the victory ceremony podium as we embark to present our medals for the women's 10,000 meters race walk open category.
So the women's 10,000 meters open category winners will be on right now. Do stay with us as you get a view of them. Will be interesting to watch them in action. Oh, it was interesting to watch them in action, and it's even more interesting to watch them now receive the fruits of their labor, and that of course would have to do with, well, the race that they just pulled off.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the victory ceremony for the women's 10,000 meter race walk. Please welcome your champions.
And here we have it, the winners of the women. Rachel Seat to finish at the top with 1 hour, 8 minutes and 22 seconds.
Director, Mr. Jason Wong, to present the medals to our winners.
Mr. Jason
Third
Wong, the
position,
competition director, will present the medals.
Singapore University of Social Sciences, Yo Shi Min. Second position, also from SUSS, Sheila Lim.
Sheila Lim receiving the 2nd place.
And your champion from Team SUSS, Rachel Seat.
So Rachel Seat, the winner of the 10,000 meter race walk. Both Rachel and Sheila are teammates, and so is Yo Shi Min. So it's a clean sweep by SG University Social Science. Well, no matter what the fatigue, no matter what the pain, the pleasure really comes from standing on that podium and claiming the win.
Ladies, and thank you.
So those were our winners, and we get back to Ryan Ung, who's still powering ahead.
For the men's 10,000 meter race walk.
Up next is the men's, and we have that magical lad, Srivan
In
Tan.
3rd position, representing McRitchie Runners 25, Peter Back. Second position, representing Red Hawk Sports Club, Tan Kek Tiong. And your champion from Malaysia, Srivan Tan. We'd like to say thank you to our competition director, Mr. Jason Wong, for handing out the medals, and congratulations to our champions.
What a fantastic race the 10,000 meters men's walk was. We thought it was going to be one of those humdingers, but it absolutely wasn't. It was a thriller of a race, and we've got to thank those 3 lads who were on the podium, especially Srivan Tan and of course Peter Back, who gave us some inspirational stories to follow. Ryan Ung, Well, he's been a picture of concentration for Hwa Chong Institution. He has separated himself from the other challengers, and he's still going ahead, very, very focused, very, very strong, keeping his gait and absolutely keeping that form the same that he started off with. And that's the real deal when it comes to the race walk, isn't it? You can't afford to lose the pace that you set. If you think that this was all that we have in endurance, well, you've got it wrong, because up next we've got the women's, or rather the girls' A division finals in the 3,000 meters race walk, and that'll be followed, of course, by another victory ceremony, and then the women's open heats in the 400 meters. That's heats 1 and 2. But for now, it's back to our lads here. Remember, this is the A division boys final, the 5,000 meter race walk. Couple of lads, of course, who have fallen a tad bit behind, including Chung Jin Chuan, but it really is Ryan Ung who's really leading the way for Hwa Chong Institution, and his closest teammate Lim Wee Ung was in second position for quite a bit of the race. And that's young Ryan Ung, still keeping at it. Well, we've gone past the record mark, which was 24.35, and that was always going to be tough to beat. But Ryan Ung not showing any, well, signs of letting go. He's had his eyes on that first place finish right from the time that he got into this event. He's fairly quick.
And it's the final lap for Hwa Chong Institution's Ryan Ung.
And into his last lap of the race.
5,000 meter race walk event for the A division boys.
And it looks like young Lim Wee Ung is in a very, very dangerous position of losing his second spot, because he's got a challenger from Raffles Institution that is also closing in. Remember, the Raffles boys, including Anand Jaswant, were right on the tail of Hwa Chong for quite a while, but things could change. And well, just as we pulled off our lengths from those lads, I did notice that Lim Wee Ung, well, reclaiming the lead from the Raffles Institution lad for the second position. But as of now, it still is Ryan Ung of Hwa Chong Institution right at the top, gunning for that first place finish. And our triple jump does continue with our, well, very, very enthusiastic young athletes. But we just got a view a while back of what's transpiring at the other end, where Yasmin Binti Zaharin of Cedar Girls gave us her triple jump effort. So Ryan Ung will bring this home, certainly.
Final laps to go for our leading walkers. In the meantime, Hwa Chong Institution's Ryan Ung Jun Heng is about to complete his race walk. Let's give it up for Ryan Ung.
Ryan Ung now really, really motivated. He's actually increased his pace in that last lap, and that, I think, is the real deal. He knew he was going to take this home, and there he does it in style. Ryan Ung of Hwa Chong Institution, well, he is a picture of joy, and he certainly deserves it. Just a little over 28 minutes, closer to 29. And he's emotional.
And the race is on for second place.
He is emotional. It's never going to be easy to control those emotions, especially when you overcome pain and you overcome all sorts of challenges to finish at the top.
Lim Wee Eng from Hwa Chong Institution.
Lim Wee Young of Hwa Chong Institution finishes second best, and for Raffles Institution, of course, they will take the third spot, and that, of course, is quite inspirational.
To our finishers.
It's
Let's
Ray
give
Hong
all of them a big round of applause.
of Raffles Institution, who finishes third. The triple jump does continue while we are at it.
Let's give it up for our race walkers as they head on down to accomplish what they have set out to do. Pure grit, determination, resilience. Well done, boys.
So just to keep you in the loop, we do have our last finisher, that's Brandon Lim. Brandon Lim, of course,
what a
was
big
just
round
picked
of
on by the
applause
officials for that
final
slight
race
lift of his
walker,
feet,
Brandon
but he will finish the
Lim
race, and
from Raffles
hats off to him.
Institution. Well done.
So Brandon Lim finally done with the race, and it's been an interesting race walk in the 5,000 meters. Boys A division final, the triple jump for the B division girls continues, and while we do that, let's not forget we've got the 3,000 meters for girls coming up in just a bit.
5,000-meter race walk event coming up will be the 3,000-meter race walk A division girls finals. Ladies and gentlemen, the introduction to the 3,000-meter race walk A division girls finals. Lane 1, we have from Raffles Institution, Lim Kang Ying. Athlete 2 from National Junior College, Kwek Yu Jing. From Raffles Institution, Jermaine O. Victoria Junior College, Leslie Tan. National Junior College, Audrey Tay. From Hwa Chong Institution, Chan Pei En. From National Junior College, Rachel Wong. From Hwa Chong Institution, Nicole Sim. From Raffles Institution, Ng Shin Xuan. From Hwa Chong Institution, Samantha Cao. From St. Joseph's Institution, Natalie Lim. From Victoria Junior College, Ali Sung. And from Catholic Junior College, Chan Sin Yi.
Intense focus and concentration there from our young ladies. This is the A division girls final in the 3,000 meters race walk. Remember the rules being explained by the officials, especially that of running. You don't want to sprint. It's very natural to be able to break into a sprint or a run when you are walking at that pace. Very quickly, let's run you through our contestants again. Of course, my good man Ross ran you through most of them so you could put a name to that face. It's Lim Kang Yin of Raffles Institution, Kwek Yu Jing of National Junior College, Jermaine O of Raffles Institution, Leslie Tan of Victoria Junior College, Audrey Tay of National Junior College, Chan Pei of Hwa Chong Institution, Rachel Wong of National Junior College, Nicole Sim of Hwa Chong Institution, Sin Xuan Ung of Raffles Institution. There's Samantha Kao Jie Ying of Hwa Chong Institution, Natalie Lim of St. Joseph's Institution, Ali Sung of Victoria Junior College, and Sin Yi Chan of Catholic Junior College. So that's pretty much the lineup. 13 contestants in the mix. And here we go into the race itself. I do love what our young girls did earlier, and that was Leslie Tan Yu Tian of Victoria Junior College and Jermaine O of Raffles Institution. They gave us a lovely introduction. The two girls are good mates, they're friends, and they, of course, are currently leading the way. Having said that, that's no real sign of what you could finish the race with. Let's remind you of what the record for this is. The record set was by Wu Xin Yao of Hwa Chong Institution for the school's national record, and that was in 2017, 15 minutes 16 seconds point 43. And Wu Xin Yao also set the championship record with 15 minutes 59 seconds and .02, and that was in 2017 as well. So do stay with us as the action continues right here at the Singapore National Stadium. Well, just to keep you in the loop, we are currently right in the midst of the 3,000 meters, and this, of course, is the A Division Girls Final. Remember, we've got 13 contestants in the fray, and it's been quite a heady one for us. We've still got a load coming up for you after this. We follow up with the men's open final in the discus throw, and that'll be, well, soon followed by the 400 meters heats for women open, and then for the men's open category at just about a little past 11:20 we get into the 200 meters hurdles, and that'll be for the C Division girls the final, and the C Division boys final will follow soon after, before we can take a break to get some refreshment and just a bit of well, siesta. But that, of course, will be followed by an action-packed second session, so don't forget that. Currently, we're looking at the young ladies on the track, and let's very quickly remind you, it's Kwek Yew Jing of National Junior College is doing fairly well, and while she does that, we've also got Navita, who's taking her own jump here. She's done fairly well for Singapore Sports School, and it's interesting to watch her and her good teammate along with her putting on quite a show, and the teammate I'm talking about is Arena Lau. So interesting times here for us as the ladies continue. There's also a close battle brewing here, and just as we see, we looked at a bit of a takeover, because coming up ahead now it's Jermaine O. She's just gone past Kwek Yew Jing. Jermaine O, of course, has been fairly strong for most part of this race. Remember, the record to be broken here is 15 minutes and 16 seconds. Is that doable? Your guess is as good as mine. Well, it's almost like watching athletes who look like a dainty sight of well, three pretty clockwork, well, movers, and that's exactly what these bring to the table here. We've seen a very, very good race being actually, well, contested, and the three up front there really are making their mark. Well, let's look at them. You've got Kwek Yu Jing, you've got Jermaine O, and you've got also, well, a quick challenger in there who just might make the grid. So it's quite interesting to watch these girls as they get through the motions right here. It's Ang Shin Juan who's also contesting what could be a very, very tight race between these three. And left to be seen what happens right at the end. As we talk of that, the triple jump still continues here at the National Stadium. Let's remind you once again that this is the 83rd Singapore Open Track and Field Championships 2023. We are right in the midst of the morning session, and by the morning session we do mean the early part. There will be a bit of a break before we can get back to the afternoon session, and that will scale all the way from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. So for the time being, we've still got three front runners in this race. It is, and it's quite impressive to watch them. Kwek Yu Jing, Jermaine O, and of course, Ang Shin Juan. So do stay with us as the race continues in the 3,000 meters for girls.
Two laps to go for our leading race walkers. Final lap for our leading race walkers in the 3,000 meter A division girls.
It's quite interesting as you get into the final lap of the 3,000 meters. We did have a very close contest that was being well fought between two young ladies, and that had to do three young ladies, of course, and that was Kwek Yu Jing, Jermaine O, and Ang Shin Juan. And now it looks like these two are certainly picking it up for Raffles Institution. You've got a strong competition there from Jermaine O, and you've also got Ang Shin Juan at the same time, and they're actually going neck and neck here. It's left to be seen as they get into that last well bit of the race what the outcome of it will be. Let's not forget that we've also got well other walkers in there who still got to keep pace with them, but these two certainly leading the pack.
And here they come. This is the battle between these two girls from Raffles Institution, Jermaine Oh, as well as Ng Xin Chuan.
These two girls really gunning for it. Jermaine Oh, she's got such a following online, and it looks like it's Jermaine Oh who'll pull it in right at the end ahead of a teammate who did lead her for a bit. So Jermaine Oh claiming it here, and it's her very own teammate, An Sing Chuan, who finishes second. They really contested against each other. They're good mates, both of them. Ang, of course, was right ahead of Jermaine for that last lap, but Jermaine just pulling it in. What a kick from her. You really require that in a race like this, and she's pulled it in extremely well. A tad bit unfortunate here for young Kwek Yu Jing, who was also running neck and neck with the Raffles Institution girls, but it looks like she will have to settle for second runners-up, and Kwek Yu Jing of National Junior College, well, bringing it home on her own steam. So there it is as she finishes third best. So right at the top, Jermaine Oh, followed by Ang Sin Chuan, and then of course it is Kwek Yu Jing.
Junior College, Kwek Yu Jing completing her race.
We will wait for the rest of well, our athletes to come in, and it will take a bit of time, so do stay with us.
As well as Nicole Sim from Hwa Chong Institution.
Well, the race is on, and young Natalie Lim gets tended to. Let's remind you, we've still got Audrey Thay, well, who's finishing her part of the race. Did see a tad bit of a worry for Natalie Lim when she was just halfway through that race, but she managed to hold on and finish the race, and that, of course, is very, very commendable. Also pulling it in is Lim Kang Yin. She too had a fair share of challenges. So these young athletes, well, still going at it, and we'll just let them take their time to finish. For Victoria Junior College, that's Leslie Tan who's coming now.
Congratulations to all our runners. I beg your pardon, all our walkers who have just completed their race from National Junior College. I beg your pardon, Victoria Junior College, Leslie Tan, who have just completed her race walk as well. Well done, girls. And onwards they go. The rest of our race walkers completing their race in the 3,000 meter race walk event. Congratulations as well to National Junior College, Audrey Tay Ruiwen, for completing her race. Look how happy she is. And while our 3,000-meter race walkers completing their individual race, we have still the B Division Girls Triple Jump event ongoing over on the far side of the field. Good luck to all our triple jumpers. Congratulations to Samantha Kao from Hwa Chong Institution for completing your race. As well as Raffles Institution's Lim Kang Ying for completing her race as well.
Picture of joy here, the Hwa Chong Institution girls.
Also from Hwa Chong Institution, completing her race.
And it's Shin Yi Chan of Catholic Junior College who'll bring it in right at the end. And that's pretty much done with our 3,000 meters for girls. Right at the top, remember, it was Jermaine O.
Junior College completing her race. Well done, girl.
Oh, and we still have one more walker left in there. I do stand corrected, and that's Rachel Wong of National Junior College. Rachel Wong Hui Min. Well, going at her pace. She's in her last lap. Which is running through our triple jumpers, and there we're saying a silent prayer as she got on with Samantha Loon of St. Nicholas Girls CHIG. We shall give you a view of them later on, but she did clock a very good, or she did knock in a very good jump, and that's exactly why she was waiting for the result.
For Rachel Wong from National Junior College. She needs all the support from our spectators. Come on now.
And we're pretty much done with our 3,000 meters as Rachel Wong brought up the rear end, but she's finished the race for National Junior College and she does it well. So remember, it's about finishing that race. It's about getting there, and if you can do it, there's nothing more than that. So excellent work being done by our girls. We will, of course, move on very quickly to the 400 meters women's open heats, and that'll be the heats 1 followed by heats 2. And then, of course, the men's open 400 meters heats 1 and heats 2 followed by heats 3. Remember, these are going to be very tight contests because they are looking to get into the main part, of course, and that has to do with the finals. So the finals are going to be an interesting event. 400 meters,
And here we
always
go, ladies
a
and
very
gentlemen,
exciting
for those of
event
you that
because
just
it's
joined
not,
us,
it's still a sprint
welcome
race. It's not a
to the
mid race.
83rd
It's not a,
Singapore
long destination race. So it'll long distance race. So it's going to be interesting to watch that. Stay with us right here at the National Stadium as the action continues in the 83rd Singapore Open Track and Field Championships 2023.
To lose ions is to lose my performance. I drink Pocari Sweat, the only drink that resembles my body fluid, quickly replaces my lost ions and locks them in. It takes me to my limit and makes me go beyond it. Pocari Sweat, get your ions back.
These are the moments, only got one life. This is your moment, whether wrong or right. You're your own enemy, your own enemy.
You ain't by that fast life. 100 on the dash with the cash light. You ain't by that fast life.
Turn your setbacks into comebacks. Safeguard your active lifestyle with PA Assurance.
So bringing you all the action from the National Stadium, and while we talk about it, let's not forget that we are going to move on to the 400 meters women's open heats 1. We've got just 2 heats in the men. We've got 3 in the open category, and this of course is for the build-up where you do have the finalists that will be selected from that lot. Also coming up for you after that will be the 200-meter hurdles final C division for girls, 200 meters hurdles final C division for boys, and that'll round off our morning session. It's been a very exciting time for us. I did say this earlier, and I'm going to just reaffirm this bit. We did think that it was going to be a nice and easy, slow one for us, but starting off with that 10,000 meters walk, we had actually a quick session, and it all really depends on the athletes, and they can just turn everything around for you when they get onto the track. Some in pursuit of breaking records, some in pursuit of bettering their own selves, and it's all in search for excellence in that particular sports fraternity. So do stay with us as the 400 meters, girls get ready to come onto the track and take up their positions. Also, let's remind you that we've got a great session happening in the evening. We'll run you through all those events later, and tomorrow it's going to be a packed house. We've got a whole lot of spectators that will be coming in, and you could very well be one of them if you're in and around the area. Don't forget to drop by, and it'll be really exciting to see you come in and join us to catch the action live here at the National Stadium.
To lose ions is to lose my performance. I drink Pocari Sweat, the only drink that resembles my body fluid, quickly replaces my lost ions and locks them in. It takes me to my limit and makes me go beyond it. Pocari Sweat.
moment, whether wrong or right. You're your own enemy, your own enemy.
You ain't by that fast life. 100 on the dash with the cash light. You ain't by that fast life.
Turn your setbacks into comebacks. Safeguard your active lifestyle with PA Assurance.
To lose ions is to lose my performance. I drink Pocari Sweat, the only drink that resembles my body fluid, quickly replaces my lost ions and locks them in. It takes me to my limit and makes me go beyond it. Pocari Sweat, get your ions back.
These are the moments, only got one life. This is your moment, whether wrong or right. You're your own enemy, your own enemy.
You ain't by that fast life. 100 on the dash with the cash light. You ain't by that fast life.
Turn your setbacks into comebacks. Safeguard your active lifestyle with PA Assurance.
Ladies and gentlemen, this will be the introduction to the 400-meter men open heat 1. Lane 2 from Australia, Giridharan Karthikeyan. Lane 4 from Singapore, Thiruban Thanarajan. Lane 5 from Philippines, Joymi Sakita. Lane 6, Cougars Athletic Association, Ahmad Nur Hakim Ahmad Nazli. And in lane 8 from Thailand, Jiratip Bunde.
So the men's heats for the 400 meters open category will kick off right away. We did get a view of all our lads who are taking part in the Giridharan Karthikeyan of Australia is going to be in lane 2, Thiruban Thanarajan of Singapore in lane 4, Joymi Sakita of Philippines in lane 5. We've got Ahmed Nur Hakim of Cougars Athletic Association in lane 6, Mohammed Nur Arik of SG Disability Sports Council in lane 7, and Jiratip Bunde of Thailand in lane 8. Let's also very quickly inform you that the women's 400 meters, in case you were waiting for the heats, well, we've actually moved that up because it's going to be the final straight away. The number of contestants was just enough to contest the finals, and that's exactly what we're going to have later on in the day. Right now, it looks like a very strong race here as our lads get ahead. It's also looking like the Thailand, well, sprinter might just be up there in front, Jiratip Bunde. He's also being challenged, and it looks like there might be a change here of the lead. It certainly is in leaps and bounds that he has been overtaken by Joymi Sakita. Sakita now being challenged there by Singapore's own Thiruban Thanarajan, and Thiruban looks like he's going to bring it in as he gets ahead of his Philippines counterpart, and that's exactly what he does. So Joymi Sakita coming in second, Thiruban Rajan bringing it home in the first position, and of course we do have a real change. It all changed beyond that 200-meter mark. What a fantastic run from Tirubun Thanarajan. So that's what was needed. You wanted to see a race in there. Chiradeep Bundi, of course, also getting himself in that top three. It's an interesting finish, but remember, it's only the heat, so we're not going to get too excited about it. But the finish is important because all these lads will be put together in the finals, the top finishers, and it's going to be interesting. So Singapore, Philippines and Thailand, that's how it stands in the first heats. We will continue with the second heats for the men's 400 meters in just about a minute and a half, so don't go anywhere, stay with us as the action continues. It's sprint time, and it's those short distance or sprint races that are still on for the next two.
We've just completed Heat 1 of the 400-meter men open. Onwards now, getting ready for the 400-meter men open Heat 2. Are you ready for this? Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 400-meter men open Heat 2. In lane 2, Wings Athletics Club, Joshua Lim. Lane 3, from Singapore, Ng Chin Hui. Lane 4, from Malaysia, Tharshan Shanmugam. Lane 5, from Philippines, Michael Del Prado. Lane 6, from Singapore, Zubin Percy Mukherjee. Lane 7, representing Max Form, Giro Prudencio. And lane 8, from Thailand, Metawi Kanhaudong.
So the heats for the 400 meters men's open category. We start off, of course, with the second one, Joshua Lim, representing Wings Athletics Club. He's in lane 2. In lane 3, it is Chin Hui Ng of Singapore. In lane 4, we've got Tharshan Shanmugam of Malaysia. In lane 5, Michael Del Prado of Philippines. Lane 6, it's Zubin Percy Muncherji of Singapore. In lane 7, it's Giro Prudencio of Max Form. And in lane 8, it's Metawi Kanhaudom of Thailand. So on to the next event. Remember, we've still got the 200 meters hurdles C Division girls final and the C Division boys final to end off the morning session. We've also got the men's open 400 meters heats 3 that follow soon after this. So let's get ready, and it's into the race here. It's going to be an interesting one. Remember, There's a bit of pace. There's a bit of course, pacing yourself out more importantly than actually setting the pace. But it is the Thailand contestant who's right ahead of the chasing pack. Methavi Kenhaudom is just pulling that away, and he's going at top speed. Nobody there to challenge him. He's set a good bit of distance, but we've got still two competitors who are steadily picking up the pace behind him. Can Kenhaudom hold them off? That's a big question, and I think not, because right here, that's when we see the change happen. It's just past the 200-meter mark. Strong challenge coming in from Michael Del Prado, and Del Prado looks like he's intent on taking the first position here in this heats as he gets ahead of his Thailand counterpart. Beautifully run by Michael Del Prado of the Philippines. A negative split from him, and a beautiful one at that. Can he maintain that same form in the evening? Well, I'd be delighted to see it. So Del Prado finishes in top position, pushing back his
Great run
rival
by
Methavi
Open
Kenhaudom into
Heat
second.
2 runners.
We also got one lad who's down, and that normally happens when you do cramp up a bit, and it's Sarshan Shanmugam of Malaysia. It's got a slight worry there. It really depends on that given day and what happens, and this is what we know. While most of the contingents do have friends, you know, amongst themselves, you do have, well, friends from other teams as well in other countries, and you make those mates when you travel.
We are gearing up for the final heat in the men's 400-meter open.
So the final heats in the men's 400 meters open comes up next. We've got 6 contestants in there, and that of course will be followed by the 200 meters hurdles for girls in the C division, and then of course the boys C division final as well.
This will be the 400-meter men open heat number 3.
400 meters men open
Lane
heat 3
2
kicks in.
from National University of Singapore, Caleb Clayton. Lane 3 representing Club Zoom, Rudra Dorenrainian. Lane 4, Malaysia, Abdul Wafi Roslam. Lane 5 from Singapore, Calvin Quek. Lane 6 from Malaysia, Muhammad Firdaus Muhammad Zemi. And in lane 7 from Australia, Ellie Hall.
So just to run you by our contestants once again, Clayton, that is Caleb Clayton of National University of Singapore, is going to be in lane 2. Rudra Dorai Rajan of Club Zoom in lane 3. Abdul Wafi Roslam of Malaysia in lane 4. Calvin Quek of Singapore in lane 5. You've got Mohammad Firdaus of Malaysia in lane 6, and Eli Hall of Australia, who will be in lane 7. So 6 contestants in there, and it's going to be an interesting one to find out who will finish, well, top of the heap here. Remember, the results of all 3 heats will matter, because when you put them together and you tally all those finishing times, that's when you find out our finalists, who we shall watch in action in the evening. Just once again remind you that this is the 83rd Singapore Track and Field Championship 2023. It's a culmination of open contestants, which means pro runners who are, well, put into the mix along with the schools as well, who will be contesting against each other, a part of the National School Games. And the National School Games, if you think are any mean feat, well, they certainly aren't. Easy. They're very challenging. They have some of the finest you know, young athletes in there, and I've been a part of this for the last couple of years, and believe you me, it only gets better and better each year. So interesting times here for us as we get ahead with this event. All said and done, it's always going to be a tough call in the men's 400 meters. Here we go. Just awaiting for that shot. And it's into the action all over again. This is the third heat. It's a very interesting one. Never easy to count the results unless you get past that 250 meter mark. You've got the Malaysian runner who's right up there in front, and he might be making a difference. That's Mohammad Firdaus. Well, just pacing himself, running ahead, but he's also got a good challenge there coming from the Singaporean Calvin Kwek. All said and done, it's left to be seen who gets past well that finish. But to be fair, the two Malaysians looking fairly strong here. That's Abdul Wafir Roslam, who's also closing in, but now pulling it ahead, and this could be a very, very convincing, well, run here for this young lad. Absolutely fine finish. So it's pretty much Malaysia and Singapore that we're looking at. Calvin Kwek right out there in front, and in second and third you had Mohammad Firdaus of Malaysia along with his teammate Abdul Wafir Roslam. So very good run here from young Calvin Kwek. And remember, this was the third and final heats of the men's 400 meters open. We will move on to the 200 meters hurdles C division for girls, followed by the C division for boys. And that, of course, those are final events.
That's the end of the heats for the men's 400-meter open division. Stand by, ladies and gentlemen. We are preparing for the victory ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, we invite you to focus your attention at the victory ceremony podium. This is the victory ceremony for the 5,000 meters race walk A division boys.
So up next is the victory
We
ceremony.
would like to invite Mr. Robin Goh, lead organizing secretary for NSG Track and Field Championship, to present the medals.
Mr. Robin Goh will present the medals as voiced out there by
In
our good
fourth
mate Ross.
position, from Raffles Institution, Anand Jaswant. In third position, from Raffles Institution, Ir Hong Ray. In second position, from Hwa Chong Institution, Lim Wee Eng. And your champion from Hwa Chong Institution, Ryan Ng Jun Heng.
So top 4 winners there. Ryan Ung capping it off in the 5,000 meters for men. The Hwa Chong boys
Congratulations
and the Raffles
to
Institution
our
lads together.
race walkers.
There's always a fierce rivalry between these two schools as far as all sports are concerned, and have been a part of that
we
very
move
often.
on to the 3,000 meter race walk A division girls. Let's welcome our champions.
So 3,000 meters, well, women's, or rather 3,000 meters A division girls are
In
winners.
4th position from Hwa Chong Institution, Nicole Sim Hui Jun. In 3rd position from National Junior College, Kwek Yu Jing. In 2nd position from Raffles Institution, Ng Sin Xuan. And your champion from Raffles Institution, Jermaine O. Yuan. Thank you, Mr. Robin Goh, our lead organizing secretary for NSG Track and Field Championship, for giving away the medals. And congratulations to our girls.
And just love that, absolutely love that. A selfie there with all your race contestants, and Jermaine O, well, just putting it on. Well, just looking back when the race was on, of course, she did have a lot of support coming in from friends and family.
Once again, congratulations to all our champions. It is now time for us to get ready for our next event, which is the 200-meter hurdles C Division Girls Final.
Let's bring you back to the action right here at the National Stadium. It's time for us to launch into the 200 meters hurdles C Division Girls Final.
Ready for the finals of the 200 meter hurdles C Division Girls. In lane 1, representing Cedar Girls, Isabel Quek. Lane 2, National Junior College, Kaylin Wang Jing Han. In lane 3, from CHIJ St. Nicholas Girls, Miranda Tan. In lane 4, from Tanjong Katong Secondary, Maya Elizabeth Kaufman. In lane 5, from Nanyang Girls High School, Quinn Pua Min. In lane 6, from Nanyang Girls High School, Leah Chong Caitlin. In lane 7, from Nanyang Girls High School, Laura Leong. And in lane 8, from CHIJ St. Nicholas Girls, Sage Tan.
It's never going to be an easy ride when it comes to the 200 meters hurdles. That's the reason why it's called a hurdle, isn't it? And overcoming it well, that's really the proof of the pudding. So today, for the 200 meters girls C Division Girls Finals, it's Cedar Girls being represented by Isabel Quek in lane 1. You've got Kaylin Wang of National Junior College in lane 2. Miranda Tan of St. Nicholas Girls in lane 3. In lane 4, you've got Maya Elizabeth Kaufman of Tanjong Katong Secondary School. In lane 5, it's Quinn Puarman of Nanyang Girls High School. And Kate Chong of Nanyang Girls High School in lane 6, along with Laura Leong, also of Nanyang Girls High School, in lane 7. So lane 5, 6, 7 occupied by Nanyang Girls High School. And in lane 8, it's Sage Tan of CHIG St. Nicholas Girls. Picture of concentration here for our young girls as they get ready to get into the race. Remember, after this, it's the boys C Division Finals that will kick in. Remember, this is a pretty grueling task, even though it's a sprint race in terms of the distance. It's not mid-distance, or it's not the 400 meters, but it is quite a trying affair for 200 meters. Let's not forget, even more trying than this, of course, can sometimes be the 110 meters, because that's about pace and about leaps. So let's get straight down to business as we get into our last 2 events of the morning. We do hope that you've enjoyed our coverage of this session. We've been thrilled by it. As I said, pleasantly surprised right from that 10,000 meter race walk onwards. It's been an exciting time for us. Our young athletes just getting ready. And it's into the action here at the very stadium itself. It's going to be interesting to see which of these young girls can actually get past. Remember, you also got to avoid knocking those hurdles over, so it's very important that you keep your pace. It's very important that you keep your track. And it looks like it's young Kaufman who's really racing ahead. Maya Elizabeth Kaufman currently taking the lead. She stretched herself away from the pack, and she looks like she's going to bring it home, and yes, she does. Slight bit of a challenge there, but it was never going to bother her, even as Nanyang girls were coming close. So very good race run here by young Maya Elizabeth Kaufman of Tanjong Katong Secondary as she finishes in top position.
To our C Division girls. Our results will be out on the big screen very shortly.
So lovely effort there from young Maya, just pulling herself together, especially past that 50-meter mark, raising the bar literally, and that's what you need. And then she kept that lead right through Absolutely flawless run from her. So we will get the finishing time up on the board in just a little bit. We will get the final positions as well. Remember, we've got one of the Nanyang world competitors in there, along with the Cedar girls, who were also closing in, but Maya able to hold back the contest and to win it. A gentle reminder that we've also got one more world finals to go, and that is the C Division Boys 200 meters hurdles final, and that comes up next. We will also have the prize presentations for these very two events that will follow soon after. So we're quickly moving on to the boys world hurdles.
Ladies and gentlemen, while we await for the results up on the screen for the 200-meter hurdle C girls final, we are all set, getting ready for the 200-meter hurdles C division for boys final. In lane 1, from St. Joseph's Institution, Basil Fu Chuan Su. Lane 2, Victoria School, Kevin Ahmad Majid. In lane 3, from Catholic High School, Justin Cheong. Lane 4, from Victoria School, Caden Fang Rui Jun. In lane 5, Hua Chong Institution's Jaden Yap. Lane 6, from Raffles Institution, Bradley Ang. Lane 7, from St. Joseph's Institution, John Lim Zigai. And lane 8, from National Junior College, Trey Leo Ju Yi.
Just in case you missed any of our contestants, so let me recap that for you. Basil Fu of St. Joseph's Institution takes up lane 1, followed by Kevin Ahmed Majid of Victoria School in lane 2. Justin Chong of Catholic High School will be in lane 3. Fang Rei Jun Caden of Victoria School will be in lane 4. In lane 5, it's Jaden Yap Junyi of Hua Chong Institution. Bradley Bin Kai of of Raffles Institution is in lane 6. John Lim of St. Joseph's Institution in lane 7, and Trelio of National Junior College in lane 8. Remember, this is our last active event for the morning session. Having said that, we will be back real soon, soon after the lunch period, as we resume with the action at about a little before 2 o'clock, and that runs all the way till the late evening. So action-packed as usual, another day for us, and we promise you that tomorrow it's going to get even better, faster and more thrilling than it is today. And into the race right here, 200 meters hurdles for lads. Well, we've got a lad who's really going ahead with conviction, and that's Fang Rei Jun Caden. Caden, of course, just stepping it up. He's paced himself out. He's got an extremely good stride, and it certainly looks like he'll be bringing this home here today for Hua Chong Institution. And there it is, Caden Fang really taking it home for Victoria School.
What a great finish.
Always get confused with those colors, but what a finish. Caden Fang Rei Jun. Absolutely magical run from him, and he knows it. He's put in his best effort.
Very shortly. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, that is our final event for this morning, second day of championship. Join us at the victory ceremony, which will be happening very soon.
So what a run there by young Caden Fang Rei Jun. Now the victory ceremony follows for the 200 meters hurdles, a C division girls final, and the victory ceremony will be up next, followed by the boys victory ceremony. So don't go anywhere, stay with us as we bring a close to this morning's session. It's going to be a nice victorious close, and then of course we will get into the main session, or the second part of the day, in a little bit.
To lose ions is to lose my performance. I drink Pocari Sweat, the only drink that resembles my body fluid, quickly replaces my lost ions and locks them in. It takes me to my limit and makes me go beyond it. Pocari Sweat, get your ions back.
These are the moments, only got one life. This is your moment, whether wrong or right. You're your own enemy, your own enemy.
You ain't by that fast life. 100 on the dash with the cash light. You ain't by that fast life.
Turn your setbacks into comebacks. Safeguard your active lifestyle with PA Assurance.
Welcome back to the action right here at the National Stadium. We do have our victory ceremonies coming up in just a little bit, but let's keep you in the loop for what you can expect in the afternoon session. We start off with the high jump, and we are going to keep that high running right through. It'll be the Women's Open Final. That'll be followed by the pole vault of C Division Boys Final at 2:30, followed by the 4 into 100 meters Mixed Open Final relay at 2:30 p.m. And then, of course, we've got the 400 meters finals for Women Open category and the Men's Open category that'll follow. The 1,500 meters final for the women and the men in the open categories respectively, followed by the 1,500 meters final for C Division girls and then the C Division boys. And we'll cap off that afternoon session just before we can get ourselves a cup of tea or coffee at about 3:46, and that'll be the B Division girls final for the 1,500 meters. And that soon will resume with the 1,500 meters race walk for C Division girls, the final. High jump for the men's open final, followed by the 1,500 meters race walk for B Division girls and C Division boys. The B Division boys final in the 3,000 meters race walk will be followed by the triple jump for the women's open final, and then the 10,000 meters final for women's open, followed by the triple jump, which will cap off the day, and that's the men's open final at 6 p.m. So it's chock-a-block action right here at the National Stadium, and it only gets better than this. All you got to do is stay with us right here, and we promise you we are going to fill your plate with exciting fare all the way through. Let's not forget we'll be back tomorrow as well, and unfortunately not on Saturday, because we'd love to have done that as well, but we just ran out of contestants. So Friday is where we cap it off in the evening. And for now, let's get ready for our victory ceremony, which kicks in just a little bit. My good man Ross will take you through it. We've got the 200 meters hurdles C Division girls final winners, and the 200 meters hurdles C Division boys final winners. We also have the triple jump which took place for the C Division girls. So do stay with us as the action continues in the morning session.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to invite you to focus your attention at the victory ceremony as we present our winners and champions. First off, our triple jump B division girls champions. We would like to invite Mr. Robin Goh, lead organizing secretary for NSG Track and Field Championships. In fourth position, from Nanyang Girls High, Natasha Yeo. In third position, from Singapore Sports School, Navita Yovan. In second position, from Tsenghua Secondary, Kiara Lim. And your champion from St. Nicholas Girls, Samantha Louis. Thank you and congratulations.
Winners there of the 200 meters girls C division final in the triple
Victory ceremony
triple jump.
for the 200-meter hurdle C division girls. These are your champions.
For the 200 meters hurdle C division girls, now we have the winners getting onto the podium.
Fourth position from National Junior College, Kaylin Wang Jin Hang. In third position from St. Nicholas Girls, Miranda Tan. In second position from Nanyang Girls High, Leah Chong Caitlin. And your champion from Tanjong Katong Secondary, Maya Elizabeth Kaufman.
Winners of the 200 meters hurdles C division girls, Maya Kaufman, who gave us such a fantastic run, and here they are, the top four.
Congratulations.
And up next, it's the boys 200 meters hurdle C division winners.
And now, victory ceremony for the 200-meter hurdle C division boys. Here are your champions. In fourth position, from Catholic High, Justin Cheong. In third position, from Raffles Institution, Bradley Ang. In second position, from St. Joseph's Institution, Basil Fu. And your champion from Victoria Secondary, Caden Fang Rui Jun.
What a race there from Caden Fang. So the 200 meters hurdle C division boys winners, Caden Fang giving us that magical run.
We'd like to say a big thank you to Mr. Robin Goh, our lead organizing secretary for NSG Track and Field Championship, for giving away the medals to our champions. Once again, to all our podium finishers, well done and congratulations.
So that's pretty much it for our morning session. We do hope you've enjoyed our coverage of it. We just capped it off with the 200 meters hurdles C Division boys winners. We will be back for the afternoon session, which will stretch all the way to late evening. We promised you it was going to be an exciting one, and we're going to stick with our promise and deliver. But for now, it's time for me, Glenn Mascarenas, and also my good buddy Ross, and all of us here at the stadium itself to take a breather. We will be back with you real soon after we get a bite to eat, and I suggest that you do the same.